Hello, my name is Gabriella Coronado. You can just call me Gabby. Gonna be playing some Donkey Kong today. Original Donkey Kong, the first one from the 1980s. Pretty cool. Hit enter. Just enter into the gameplay really quick. Yeah. I haven't played much of the classic Donkey Kong. I think many of my first interactions with Donkey Kong actually come from him just being a side character in many of the Mario games. So I would have to say probably Mario Party or Mario Kart actually is probably some of my first interactions with Donkey Kong as a character. Ooh. Whoa. Already first death, not the greatest. Interesting. Okay, so I guess I have fall damage, which I don't know why I didn't really expect to be a thing in this game, but alrighty, fall damage. Okay, there we go. Got the hammer. So yeah, I don't think I've ever played Donkey Kong Classic like this in the arcade style. Can I go up the ladder? No, I just gotta wait my turn. Alrighty, this is gonna be a fun little. Okay, nope, didn't even get far enough to do that. Couldn't do a legendary double jump. Just a first barrel. I'm out. So yeah, it's interesting to think of Donkey Kong's character development as a notable figure within the Nintendo universe, as I guess, as far as establishing kind of narrative around him. Oh, whoa! I've never seen that before. The barrel did just like that zipping maneuver. Is that allowed? Alrighty, get it up here. That's it's cool to think about, I guess. It's like, because I think the first ever Donkey Kong game, in and of itself, outside of him being a side character in other Nintendo IP, was probably watching my older cousins play Donkey Kong Country, which is a vastly different game. Still I guess technically a side scroller, but has the modern, quote unquote, modern 90s technology of like really low poly models and just a lot more interactive elements in the game. Still holds true to that classic, just like you start one place trying to get to the other mentality. Collectibles, a lot more collectibles in Donkey Kong Country, I would say, probably to add more interest, playability to the game, which is not too shabby. This kind of still pretty classic. I'm not the best at games. I imagine this gameplay is going to be a lot of me trying to get through this first level, so we can that'll be my goal. My goal is to get through this first one. But yeah, I think it's really interesting. And I don't believe, okay, wow. I gotta remember the fall damage. I keep messing up to that. The differences between that game and this one is pretty wide. As far as narrative and I guess world building, for later games, they do dive a lot more into that jungle aesthetic and embrace Donkey Kong as his own character. I don't think you see much of the little Mario Man in any of the other games, probably leading into the 90s. I assume other iterations of the let's see where he goes. Okay. Other iterations of the arcade game. I believe there's two more after this, right? Have the similar design aesthetic but Donkey Kong Country does not. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm at the 5 minute mark already. So I guess let me take this minute to reflect on what I've seen so far. I think as a 21st century gamer coming to something like this, it's just really interesting to think of how people used to connect to games versus people now. I think a lot more narrative and I don't know goals are needed to keep the attention of people nowadays. I think it's interesting to reflect on how this game, which is the play experience was a lot more scarce because you couldn't necessarily have it in your home. That almost probably made it a lot more easier to be desirable because the scarcity of it. And now games are so easy to access, and I think you need a lot more substance to a game. I think the most modern example of like a game like this that had a lot more depth to it was probably like Celeste, right? Kind of puzzle side-scrolly game that really captured a lot of people's attention. But yeah, pretty interesting. I don't think I have much else to say. Pretty fun experience. Don't know how much I'm gonna want to reach for the old Donkey Kong after this. But yeah, this was an interesting experience. Alrighty, have a wonderful night. And this is me signing off.